What's going on, children? Today we're gonna be playing some Knights of Pen and Paper 2, the free edition, not the normal one. I like the free edition because it's free, and things that are free are awesome. Yes, there are in-app purchases, hibbity hobbity blibbity blobbity. No one cares. They're not important. Yeah, we're gonna play. That's cool and all. So I already have 2 save files of which I've completed, main story. Haven't done origami or here we dragons or the super big dungeon or any of that, cause that's pay to do and I don't want to pay to do. We're gonna start a new file, and I love this game. In case you don't know what Knights of Pen and Paper 2 is, it's just sort of like a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons flair with some like turn-based RPG, Final Fantasy-esque, and it's sort of like poking fun at Dungeons and Dragons and role-playing in the 80s, which I love most dearly. So let's do it, why don't we? Here we are in the game room. Gonna be hella lit. Once upon a time in the world of Paperos. Yeah, I have my dice ready. I see you imported your old character into my campaign as well.
This is my level 99 Paper Knight. I've played another campaign.
Well, we better skip the noob stuff. Remember that you can always find help in the player's handbook. Oh, the steam flats, boys. Enter the Tarask, the most dreadful creature in existence. Its skin deflects even magic missiles.
I'm loving this adventure already.
Me endgame content. You not summon Tarask now. Be quiet, minion. I changed the script.
My character has plus 255 damage versus Tarask, auto-lethal, immunity to all, vorpal strike, ethereal muscles, permanent haste, rust-proof, life suck, global silence, frontal backstab. Pretty sure your dungeon master did not agree to that. Oh, looks like we're gonna get a taste of combat. Did I forget to mention the mirror shield that reflected your damage? It is very useful in the current metagame. So we click the sword thing to attack, click the enemy, or the sword to attack the icon. Boom, 6,000 damage. Enough, you'll be hearing from lawyers soon. Back to the game room we are. I forgot to equip my lasso of anti-rage quit. There goes my EXP. You'll be level 99, what do you mean? Hey, that's a 2nd edition character. We have to make you a 1st edition character. No, I'll never downgrade to the 1st edition. But I like the 1st edition. Fine, then I'll play with my other friends. So we get to add 2 characters we're gonna have in our party, of which I've already assessed who I want to add. So we gotta go over a lot of stuff first. So when you first try to make a new one, I'll give you random one. This is actually almost an ideal build, except you'd more want something like this, a human. Then this is really powerful. That's not the point. So let's see. First, there's your character type. So there's a bunch of them, and they give you, they have these red and blue, green numbers, and then here's your race, and then your class. Class is the most important. Character is 2nd most important. And the race is the least most important. So first off with class. Normally you only start off with, I believe, 6, and then you can unlock the Knight, Ninja, and Barbarian throughout the game by doing additional side quests. So, since I've never played as this character before, we're gonna be playing as a Knight. Knight in shining armor we are. And Knight, and then for personality, there's a bunch of them. And then there are some personalities and classes you can unlock with diamonds. If you look in the top right hand corner, only have 5. You can use real world currency to purchase diamonds, so you can purchase these just for the cool factor, and so maybe you could have a tactical advantage. I have no idea. I'm gonna make a rocker. So we have our rocker human knight, and make that a dwarf. So we have 3 stats. The red number, which is 9 currently, is body. Strength and endurance contributes to damage, threat, health, and energy and attribute rolls. So the bigger the number, the more health and energy, and threat and damage. And what threat is This is threat makes your character look like trouble, attracting a higher ratio of enemy attacks. So the higher the threat, the more likely you are to be attacked. So since a knight is sort of a tank class, the one who's going to be taking all your hits, you want to have a lot of threat. So you can have, your thieves and your mages in the back, the ones who are really doing all the damage, not taking many hits. And then we have this middle one, which is senses. Perception and reflexes. Contributes to critical, initiative, and attribute rolls. So we have critical, so we have a 3% chance every time we attack to get a critical hit. Initiative, which means we get +3 when we roll, which is extremely tiny. And we have a mind, which is intellect and willpower. Contributes to energy and health. Even though it says health, it's really more 90% energy, 10% health, and for body, it's really more 90% health, 10% energy. So most of your mind is going to be contributing to energy, and most of body is going to be contributing to damage, threat, and health. Now we go on damage. Anytime you do a basic attack or abilities that use or damage, you're going to be going off this damage range. We're going over threat, critical, initiative. Damage reduction. Damage reduction subtracts incoming damage but never below 50%. So you can block up to 50% of the damage incoming using damage reduction. And since we're a dwarf, which is our dwarf ability, gets fortitude, gives us +40 damage reduction. So that's great for a tank. And then we have heavy metal, which is our rocker's passive ability, which means you receive no energy penalties from equipment. And equipment normally can reduce your energy. Here, we negate all of that. That way, we actually can, be able to use abilities. And energy is, energy fuels your skills, which we have the 4 right here. So the first one is Second Skin. We get extra damage reduction, increases the maximum effectiveness of damage reduction to 51%. Normally, your damage reduction is 50%, so you only reduce up to 50% of the damage you're about to take. But if you put some upgrade your second skin, then you could block up to 51%. So that's great. We have discipline, health and energy +40. All incoming damage is divided equally between health and energy. So normally it's just health, but this way you do health and energy, so you become like a giant tank, and you also upgrade health and energy, which is great. Bulwark, gain 50 threat. That's a lot of threat. That depletes with damage taken. So you basically become, you're kind of like, hey, look at me, and restore 10 health and energy to other party members. So a nice little side healing ability. It's not much healing, but healing is healing. We have True Strike, attack with 104% damage, which is based off this damage, and bonus critical equal to your current threat percentage, restore 20 health. And threat percentage right now is 100, but so let's say your knight has 75% threat percentage. That means you're going to be having your critical percent, which right now is 3, plus that critical threat percentage, which is dealing a lot of critical. So you can be dealing a lot. The knight can also be dealing a lot of damage, but it can also be a giant tank. So it's really up to you how you want to play the knight. Anyway, we're going to add this player, the Dwarf Rocker Knight. Live and let die. Now next, let's see, we need a support character generally. I usually like to have someone who's going to take hits, and someone who's going to keep that person either alive, or someone who can supply the damage for the tank. And what better than a paladin? Paladin, sort of a mix between a cleric and a warrior, someone who can heal, but he can also attack. And we're going to have him be a hipster. Hipster is sort of balanced, gets +1 all the stats, and I'm going to make him a human. So he's a 6'4", so he's, relatively balanced. Not a little low on the senses side, but, he's got some good mind and body. So early adopter, which is the hipster skill, shop items become available earlier, which is great so you can buy better items sooner. And the human skill is ambition, begin the game with 1 skill point, which you use to buy and upgrade your skills. So first we have armor faith, which is passive. When you're at 1 health, energy works as additional health, and enemies take 45 damage when attacking you. It's awesome. Attack with 100% damage and gain 2 threat until your next turn. So it's sort of like, hey, over here, kill me. Lay on hands, classic paladin ability, restore 120 health to a party member and 60 health to you. Or you can use this ability on yourself and heal yourself for 180. So the paladin can act as a tank and constantly heal himself for lots and lots of health. Or he can, be a support character. Smite, attack with 104% damage. Your target and adjacent enemies are inflicted with weakness, resist, body -1, and we'll learn about resist rolls later. So the human hipster paladin, sure thing. Tabletop role-playing retro. Hold on to your dice. Roll. There's a flash of light and your characters find themselves in a small village. This is exciting. The village elder greets you. Welcome to Pompon Village, the market leader in the adventure generation business. I'm glad to see that you got here in one piece. There's something wrong with the summoning circle lately. One young man came out horribly disfigured. He disappeared into the woods and has not been seen since. What's he talking about? For some reason, the summoning fails every third time. Sometimes even more often than that. I mean, we could have appeared here without arms or a head? Huh, you're adventurers, right? Before you've recovered from your summoning sickness, you are attacked. Paper gangster. My, what I found, some newcomers. Shall we teach them a lesson, like a tutorial? Yikes, tutorial? Now, normally, since I'd like to say I know what I'm doing, even though I don't, I'd skip the noob stuff, but I'd like to see the tutorial just so we can show, a bit of combat before we get into the main gameplay. I'll start. If I get a critical hit, I'll cause more damage and inflict a condition. So that was a critical. A nice hit. You inflicted the poison condition. It can be removed with a successful resist roll. Poison removed, and I'll hit you back. You can't. I'm in the back row behind the others. So let's see. So yeah, we just have our fist because since we don't have any weapons equipped, we'll just hit you for 2 damage. Since my turn order is 3, it's my turn to act. I'm more likely to hit the character with the higher threat. Threat can be found in the character sheet. So my knight is higher threat. You're gonna hit my knight. Ouch, that hurt. You seem to have a carrot that I'd use in your situation. So you can also use items, and since we have a carrot, it'll heal us for 400 HP and MP. Then they're all doing 1 damage. I'm gonna hit you for 2. Wait, something feels wrong. I feel dizzy. Me too, plus nausea. Oh no, class of the additions! I hate when this happens. Ooh. That's called a terrain effect. You can check the details by pressing the button at the top right corner of the screen. Class for the additions immediately teleports away all 2nd edition years, such as the paper game. So that's a terrain effect. Did our tutorial just explode? Got 21 XP, 33 gold. A little bit of XP there. So we have 4 actions we can do. We can start a quest, which is the giant rat population. We can do a battle, which I'll explain later. We can buy stuff from the market. And we can go the bed, which makes you sleep. But since we're at full health, we don't need to sleep yet. Yeah, going to inn basically adds another day to the clock. If you checked in my save files, it said you've been here for like 1,500 days. It means I've gone to rest 1,500 times. Pretty cool. So, rat trap. Let's see. So, right now, you can add, so we have 1. And on the easy to hard spectrum, that's very easy. If we add a second, a bit more hard in the middle, very hard. And since rat traps, in my opinion, are easy, and they are, we're going to battle 5 of them at once. And there are ways you can battle more than 5. But yeah, maximum is 5 for medium-sized monsters. See, size is medium. Some monsters are small, some monsters are large. So that can affect how many you can fight at once. Some like it rough. Boom. So yeah, hit me back. And the numbers up there explain their initiative and what turn they go in. So since my knight has 1, even though he's incredibly slow, he'll go first. Paladin right now is 2, so he's gonna go. And that rat trap's 3, so he's gonna go after my paladin. I'm gonna punch. Whoa, that's so cool. Victory. 84 XP for party, enemy quantity bonus, plus 24. So we got all that XP. And I'm gonna fight 1 more bunch, since that'll get us up to level 2. you know, that quest didn't have all the quests have level recommended, like the level you should probably be when fighting these. And then it also has, like a level, for the quest as well of what you should be. So that one was level 1, but oh my god, our paladin just got critical hitted and he died to a rat trap. That's great. So already our paladin died, and that's death. Well, I guess this is a good time to explain death. Also, when you die, you don't gain any XP, which is sad. But before I actually help, we'd say we have 1 point, so we can upgrade one of these skills. Let's see, I'm gonna upgrade Discipline, which makes it so our health and damage, health and energy divide the damage equally, and we do it in between. Since my character is only level 1, it's free to resurrect him. But I also have 1 point I can use, because I'm a human, so I get one that I didn't use, so I get lay on hands. So yeah, that has been embarrassing. I'm pretty sure the critical hit rate on rats is 2%. It's like the lowest in the game, so that was embarrassing. But whatever, it happens. So because of that, I'm just gonna fight one more time. But now I have a healing ability, so in case that ever happens again, I can heal. So yeah. And you just kind of do this. Right now combat's, you know, very basic, because we don't really have any skills. The only thing I have is healing, and that's not aggressive. And these monsters are very easy, and they don't have anything special. But I recommend, you know, farming these guys up a little. And this is, what I'm doing right now is the main way you farm in the game. So now, let's see, we have another skill point. I'm going to spend it on Smite, which means we attack one target, and that target and the ones around it are affected with weakness, which means their damage is cut in half, which is super helpful. Before we do anything, I'm going to start this quest, which is recommended level 1, but we're level 2, so we'll be fine. It says slay monsters gain 50% more experience. Sounds great to me. The Paper Knight gang is transforming the world of Paperos by a strange magic we don't understand. They're plunging the world into chaos. Wow, that's bad, or is it? Stop them before they grow too strong, and you will gain Erlang Gradu Bayro. That's nice. My voices are all over the place. I don't know who I am anymore. What is life? And a huge pile of gold. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go find the bad guys. Before we do, could you do a little favor for us? Giant rat population is our finest attraction, but the Paper Knight gang set the village full of rat traps. Save our precious rats, and save us from going bankrupt. In this fight, there's a new escape button on the combat menu. With it, you can chicken out of combat if it seems to be too difficult. We're not going to run from rat traps. And remember that you can find useful stuff in your player's handbook. So we have to kill 7 or more to complete the quest. So, like I said, I can go all the way with 5 since I'm all about that super difficulty. But now I'm going to use my skill. So that killed that one, and all the ones around it are inflicted with weakness. But as you can see, they used up some MP, which is the blue bar. HP is the red bar. Pretty self-explanatory, I hope. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep punching away. Punch. Oop. Punch. Punch. So that was awesome. Got some XP. Let's see, we got 126, 67 gold. It's gonna level up my knight. Let's see, I think we ought to give our knight, yes, the skill True Strike, attack with 104% damage, and bonus critical equal to your current threat percentage, and restore 20 health. So I ought to battle once again. Bam. I'm gonna use my ability again so I can make these guys super weak. So let's see, once it's our knight's turn, our knight's pretty slow, so he's most likely gonna go last in these battles. So I can heal myself for a bit, and I could attack with that. So that was a critical since I had a lot, and that also healed me. And yeah, the knight, oof, Knight is a very powerful class, and also it's not a super expensive, you know. We also have a lot of HP and MP, so I'm gonna go boom. Normally, in my opinion, you want to focus on about 2 or 3 skills, because if you go all 4, you might have 4, you know, might have access to all the skills, but they're not all gonna be super great. So let's see, I can upgrade Smite, so I could, you know, I could get Armor Faith, or if I had Armor Faith when I died, I actually would have been okay, because I would have had my energy to help me. So, I'm going to put 1 into Armor Faith. But I'm only going to put 1 into Armor Faith, just because I just want it so I can use my energy as health. I don't care about, because when you upgrade it, you're just upgrading the damage that enemies take when attacking you, which isn't really important. So look at that. Ka-ching, back in business. Here's a video shop, get some gear. It's the icon with a gold purse. So we got 69 gold, which I think we're going to do. We're going to visit the shop. We have 770 gold. Let's see. So, I guess I'm going to buy a sword, which is going to give us plus 30 damage, plus 2 threat, and wound 30, which means when we get a critical hit, we're going to inflict a wound 30. So I'm going to buy that sword, and I'm going to give it to my knight, since that will give my knight more threat. So he has 11 threat, and my hipster human paladin has 6. So I think that'll wrap it up for this episode. As you can see, his game is, you know, quite different. Maybe, I don't know. You know, I think it's, you know, it's fun to play. Great way to pass the time. Doesn't require Wi-Fi. Got the whole shebang. I hope you download the game as well. You know, it's free in the iOS and Android App Store, I think. Maybe, don't quote me on that. Anyway, cut.